Hello, beautiful people. I am back for Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot Challenge. Today is day five, and it's about things. I wrote it down. I don't know why I can never remember the questions off the top of my head. So, day five is about what were your best, worst, and memorable 2021 tarot moments. So, we have best, worst, memorable, breaking it down into three categories. So, for best, as corny as this is going to be, I decided that discovering Ethony as a human being that is on this planet and graces us with her presence, and gives to the tarot community and whatnot, was probably pretty awesome for me because I had been looking for. I didn't have decks before I found her that really fit like a certain need. Like she tends to make decks that are very like diverse, very like woman centered, but also like it's the balance of everything. So like you have the diversity, you have the masculine, the feminine balance, all that fun stuff. And I had what was it? How did I find her? There's somebody called Mint Fairy, which is Ethony like made in one of her decks like the witch archetype based off of Mint Fairy, and it's so cute. Mint Fairy doesn't look like that anymore. Like her hair is a different color, but yeah. So because of that, I was like, oh, let me check. Like I love this artwork. Let me check it out, and then boom, love it. I own the Modern Goddess Oracle that this card's from. It has like a bunch of different goddesses and then extra archetypes, and it's a big one. So that fulfilled the kind of like a goddess deck need. And then she has one that's called like the Bad Bitches Tarot, which I'm sure everybody knows about if you're like watching these videos because it's like an Ethony thing. But I love this one because it's all like even the Emperor is just like a badass lady type. And then they're just very like what is it, like fashion kind of almost in a way, just like the simple, very just minimal. It's kind of like a fashion design thing, so it's just fun, different. Like look, just if we're talking about fashion, that's totally like a model pose right there, the High Priestess. And then I got another Oracle deck, the Awakened Soul. Mainly, I got this one just because I do like the artwork, and I ended up joining the Ethony has like a coven, the Awakened Soul coven, so that's fun. I dropped my piece of paper, so let's see if I remember things. What was the next one? Worst. So worst tarot thing. And it's never fun to think about the bad things that happen in life, but it's good to also not ignore them because you can't really appreciate the good if you don't acknowledge the bad. Anywho, I would say that towards the end of the year, I fell out of my tarot practice, mainly because I moved. I moved physical locations. I had lived with my parents for about 4 years, and then I had an opportunity to move in with a friend, so now I live with a friend. But I just forgot how much like moving just a physical location can really you've uprooted yourself and you're trying to plant yourself in a new place and just everything's different. So I didn't do tarot or like oracle as much as I would have in the beginning half of the year. And when I say beginning, I moved like the end of August or like mid-August. So for a good chunk of the year, I was like in my tarot practices, in my rituals, and just anything like meditation, yoga, dancing, like all the fun things that I love to just do that just make me happy. But just moving into a different space just shook me up literally. So I'm trying to just get back into things. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that I do the exact same things that I did at my previous home. Because a lot of like a huge thing about moving is also just like creating new opportunities, new whatevers. So as much as that's like a bad, it's also a negative. Like it is what it is. And then memorable, it wasn't like a thing that I personally did or a thing that personally happened to me, but I was just hanging out in a cafe, and the person that was at a nearby table, I had a moment where I was like, are they doing tarot? Like, are they just out here in public, living their best life, hanging out in a cafe, reading tarot? And eventually I was able to like, yes, they actually are. And to me, it was just, even though I didn't end up interacting with them, even though I kind of wanted to, but we're still in a pandemic and we're both in a cafe and like it's kind of still like, oh, stranger danger. Um, like just being in a cafe was enough for me to just be like, oh, people still exist. Um, but no, I just completely forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, it made me happy to see somebody just like doing them in public because I know tarot still gets a bad rap and like is misunderstood and all that fun stuff. So to just be able to like not care about what anyone's thinking about you and just being like, yeah, I'm just, reading tarot for myself or business. Like I have no idea what this person was doing. Like they could have been doing it for themselves, they could have been doing it for other people. I have no idea, but it just made me happy to see somebody just not caring. So yeah, we have best, discovering Ethony; worst, falling out of my tarot practices towards the end of the year; best, seeing someone live authentically in public. Mwah. Love a good authentic moment. Anywho, I will be back tomorrow for day 6, which, if you've never heard of day 6, the Korean band, I would totally recommend checking them out. I've seen them live a few times, highly recommend. And with that, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.